Let me take a minute and let's talk about language, because you hear a lot of talk about language. You know, language patterns, language structures, words, what we're using, and so let's break this down just a little bit so that you understand a little bit more about how important this truly is. So let's just take our relationships, and let's take the nominalization of love. All right, so you can't reach out and touch love. Love does not exist in a physical world, right? It's not something that you can pick up, that you can buy, that's up on a shelf. Love itself is a state. It's a nominalization, which means that it's a category. So we create a category of love. And then what we do is depending on our own experience, our own desires, our own motivations, ego, everything else, we start filling in what's under this category. So, like love, some common things might be commitment, trust, loyalty, faithfulness, a relationship, we can go from honesty, you can go into, a closeness or a feeling, or it's a sensation of nervousness, or it really doesn't matter, because love is special to you. And love is also special to the person that you're sharing love with, which is where the challenge really starts to come into play. Because when we first start to date and when we first start to experience this relationship, we're firing on all cylinders. So we are just going into this beautiful altered state of designing our life, designing what's going to be happening here, the thrill, the new adventure, and so we're going to be using all these different kinds of language or communication structures, from kinesthetic, we're feeling, to auditory, because we're going to do a lot of talking, and then visual as well, because we're always dressing up, we're always looking our best when this first starts. And then what happens is, over time, we start to get into our comfort zone. So we start to fire, or we start to act in things that are more of a relaxed or comfortable state for us. So this is where we can start to see some separation, some things change. And before, what we were doing is we were firing on all of these systems at one time, which we were providing a fantastic experience for a person to build love on. And then afterwards, what happens is we start to just fire on maybe one or two. So the first question is really, really important, and this is also important when you first start dating, is when's the first time that you absolutely knew, without a shadow of doubt, that the person that you were with totally loved you? There was not a question around, right? They loved you completely, right? And then explain that experience, right? When was it? And then what was it that they did? This gets really so interesting, especially when you are examining it with yourself, but also when you're examining it with the person that you love. Because what they're doing is they're going back to that first state, and where they felt the most complete love that they felt, and they started to actually program or develop the strategy of what love really is to them in that nominalization, that category of love. So when you start sharing this, you can better understand. Now pay attention to this in yourself, but also in the person that you are in this relationship with, because at any time you'll be able to recreate this now. Some people have they need to be touched in order to experience love. There's a kinesthetic value. It could be just flicking the hair off their ear, or maybe it's a touch in the small of the back, or other people, it will be something that they'll see. It was the smile, the spark in the eyes, the reassurance, seeing a gift. It could be a small gift. Other people, they'll only experience it when you tell them, and you actually share that. So it's very, very important that you figure out how am I going to express love with the person that I care the most about? Because if I cannot express it to them in a way that they understand or a way that they receive it, then we have a disconnect. And that's the power of language.